As President Trump is overseas mending fences with nations and laying the foundation for American prosperity, strength, and freedom for the next generation, thought it might be a good idea to see how things are progressing in government here at home, government not headed by President Trump. Checking up on America's overgrown government. That's my focus in today's preamble. I already told you how inflation numbers are dropping fast. That's one in the America First Coalition's win column. So, how's Congress doing with that big, beautiful bill? The left-wing press is suggesting that the GOP will be reducing entitlement overspending on Medicaid, for example, to allow those who pay the freight, taxpayers, to keep more of their hard-earned money. In short, taxpayers are getting a break and the government is finally taking a haircut of sorts. The leftists in and out of the biased press are caterwauling that the modest reductions to entitlement spending, overspending, will result in Americans not getting medical coverage. This is insanity, folks. Medicaid is awash in cash. Do you know how I know? Democrats and complicit Republicans told me through their actions. There is so much money in Medicaid and in entitlements, folks, that the America Last crowd simply gave it away to millions of illegal aliens.
These are non-citizens that are getting Social Security numbers.
Yeah, this is a mind-blowing chart.
Yeah, this literally blew us away. Like, we went there to find fraud, and we found this by accident. This is 5.5 million people. Look, if I hadn't seen this myself, I'm not sure I'd have believed it. I went through it myself and mapped it, and Elon is right. This is true. The defaults in the system from Social Security to all of the benefit programs have been set to max inclusion, max pay for these people, and minimum collection. That's what's happening. We found 1.3 million of them already on Medicaid, as an example. We've gone through, on every benefit program we went through, we found groups from this particular group of people, this 5.5 million people, in those benefit programs.
So when you hear these left-wing kooks claiming that President Trump and conservatives are plotting to take away your health care, you all have my permission. You can laugh at them, because those are the same folks who gave away your health care to criminal illegal aliens. Obviously, because there's so much of the taxpayers' money to go around. Back to President Trump. Before he left, he announced the days of Americans getting gouged by big pharma pricing are over.
So for the first time in many years, we'll slash the cost of prescription drugs, and we will bring fairness to America. Drug prices will come down by much more, really, if you think 59. If you think of a drug that is sometimes 10 times more expensive, it's much more than the 59%. You know, it depends on the way you want to analyze it, but in one way you could analyze it that way. But between 59 and 80, and I guess even 90%.
The president was describing the reality that Americans, not through their government, but courtesy of big pharma, have been forced to subsidize the medications for citizens in socialist countries. That's right. Their governments were telling the American companies that they couldn't sell their drugs in that foreign country unless the price was set by their government over there. Instead of walking away, these alleged Americans in big pharma decided to heap massive costs onto American consumers, in essence, forcing Americans to subsidize the losses big pharma was going to incur in foreign countries. Plenty of analyses have been done showing that Americans have been victimized by big pharma, forcing us to bear the costs so that socialist nations can undercut fair market value for these drugs. In other words, we were victims of left-wing socialist kooks, and we were made so by American companies. I'll talk more about President Trump's plan with Dr. Benjamin Carson. Trump's plan is already being panned, by the way, by never-Trump Republicans and Democrats in the Congress. The very same people who sat on their hands, got big donations from big pharma, and allowed their voters to get screwed over for decades. Those ineffective America Last politicians had no good ideas that benefited us, but are quick to bash President Trump. Lastly, I thought I'd update you on the embarrassment that is the Texas House. I know most of you think that the Republicans run Texas. Largely they do, by the voters, the Senate, the governor, and the Attorney General, etc. But the Texas House, despite having 88 to 62 advantage for Republicans in that body, is actually run by Democrats. In an era when the America First Coalition is trying to clean up the Democrats' illegal alien invasion, the Texas House prioritized a bill that would see Texas set up a Mexican guest worker program. If the Republicans ran the Texas House, the bill would never have gone up for a vote. but the Democrats run the House, you see, in Texas. Thus, it was voted on while hundreds of GOP bills are getting killed, not even getting a vote this legislative session. Now, I've been telling you about, Tom Tillis, Mitch McConnell, John Cornyn, Lisa Murkowski, and other fake Republicans who are undermining the America First coalition as you and I speak. But I thought the country should know the names of fake Republicans in Texas, in the House there, who voted to put Mexico first. Non-representatives Drew Darby, Charlie Guerin, Ryan Guillen, Stan Lambert, Janie Lopez, John Lujan, Candy Noble, and non-rep Denise Villalobos. Now, I call them non-reps because they were allegedly elected to represent GOP American voters in Texas, not to be working for the benefit of Mexican citizens. Trump is trying very hard, folks, and he's making great strides, but he can't do it alone. Not only do you, the America First voters, have to make sure no leftist Democrat is elected, you also have to make sure that no fake Republican gets elected in the upcoming midterms. You got to do your homework. You got to know the voting records of the people you're voting for. And know, if they have betrayed you once, I promise you they will again. Trump can succeed, but he won't be able to deliver for America if we, the people, don't do our part. Folks, I thank God for my wonderful wife, my kids, my country, the greatest nation ever. And Americans like you who believe in the truth, the Chris Salcedo Show will never stop fighting for you.
The Chris Salcedo Show, for the news you need to know.